What's the wildest thing someone built to protect their property? Back in 1982, my parents decided to move out to a quiet, rural area. The road was gravel, the neighbors were miles apart, and for the first time in years, they felt like they had space to breathe. But out there, peace and quiet came with one big problem: getting mail delivery. Since no one had ever lived on that stretch of road before, we weren't on the Postal Service's delivery route. That meant my parents had to go through the local postmaster, and he wasn't the kind of man to make things easy. He lived for rules, thrived on technicalities, and took pride in being difficult. If a form had a single error, he'd send you home and make you start from scratch. It wasn't just about the process. It felt like he enjoyed the power. After weeks of battling him, my parents finally got approval for a mailbox. My dad treated it like a science project. He studied every regulation, how high it had to be, how far from the road, even the angle of the box. He measured twice, installed once, and made sure it was flawless. That first mailbox was a model of compliance. But while the postmaster had been conquered, another enemy appeared: the township's road grader driver. Every time he came down the road, he had to adjust slightly for our new driveway. He didn't like that, so he took his frustration out on our mailbox. Once, twice, 3 times. Each time Dad rebuilt it, the grader plowed right through again. By the third destruction, Dad had had enough. He wasn't just going to replace the mailbox, he was going to build something that couldn't be knocked down. He got hold of a 9-foot steel pipe, 4 inches across, nearly an inch thick, the kind of thing that looked like it belonged in an industrial site, not on a country road. He dug a 5.5-foot hole and welded a tripod of rebar to the base, like the ribs of an upside-down umbrella. Each leg stuck out 3 feet, designed to anchor it deep. He lowered the pipe in, dropped huge boulders around the frame, filled the gaps with gravel and sand, and packed it all down with dirt. By the time he was done, that pipe wasn't just buried, it was locked into the earth. On top, he mounted a standard rural mailbox. From the outside, it looked ordinary. Underneath, it was unmovable. 3 days later, the grader came through again. From inside our house, a quarter-mile away, we heard the metallic clang. Then the driver's swearing echoed down the road. When the machine finally limped off, we went out to inspect. The mailbox stood perfectly straight, only a small dent in the side. The grader's blade, however, wasn't so lucky. A few weeks later, we got a letter from the township. According to them, our mailbox was installed incorrectly and had caused thousands of dollars worth of damage to city equipment. They demanded we move it immediately and pay for the repairs. But Mom was ready. She had been quietly documenting everything from the start. Every time a mailbox went up, she took photographs and marched down to the post office to get the postmaster's signature of approval. She had his sign-off on the super post, dated the day before the grader hit it. She made copies of everything: the township's demand, the bill for the blade, and the official approval signed by the postmaster. She sent the documents to both the township and the post office. That's when things got interesting. The postmaster, who loved rules and authority more than anything, was furious that the township dared to challenge him. From his perspective, they weren't accusing my parents. They were calling him wrong, and he wasn't going to tolerate that. We never heard the details of what happened behind closed doors, but soon after, we received 2 letters. The first was from the post office, reiterating in writing that our mailbox was in full compliance and approved. The second was from the township, offering a formal apology and informing us that the grader driver's contract had been terminated after they confirmed he'd lied about the damage. The tone of the letter made it clear: please don't sue us. As for Dad's masterpiece of a mailbox post, it's still there today, nearly 40 years later. The box itself has been replaced countless times, but that pipe hasn't moved an inch. Over the decades, it hasn't just defeated a road grader, it has also wrecked 2 cars and a truck when drivers slid off the gravel road and hit it. That grader driver wanted to destroy our mailbox, but in the end, Dad built a mailbox that destroyed everything that tried to destroy it.